Loneliness can feel so overwhelming, making you feel like there's a void within yourself that you just can't seem to fill. But what if loneliness wasn't something to run away from or shy away from, but to lean into, to rediscover yourself, fall back in love, and rediscover what really makes you you? Today, we're going to talk all about that and see how you can truly empower yourself in loneliness, in being alone, and feeling happy and grounded there. The first step here is understanding loneliness and coming to accept it. Loneliness doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's definitely something very human to experience. And so I want you to rest in the fact that it's okay to feel lonely. In order to do this, I want you to really feel your feelings. Sit down, journal, cry, let it out. Really allow these feelings to process through your body and feel them running through you. Don't push them away or stop yourself from experiencing what loneliness feels like initially. After you've let these emotions pass through you as part of this healing process, I want you to shift your perspective on what loneliness means. Loneliness shows that you desire connection, but one of the most important connections you will ever have is to yourself. And so realizing that this sense of loneliness is an indication that you want to connect more with yourself can be a nice shift in perspective to show you that you are feeling lonely because you're not connected enough to yourself. And I want you to normalize this experience. Feeling lonely is not something that only you're experiencing. So many other people experience this, and it's okay. It shows that you're human. It shows that you're able to feel, and it's actually quite beautiful that you're able to feel this for yourself. Once you've embraced loneliness as part of your journey, it's time to really build that relationship with yourself. Love on yourself, date yourself. And if you want to see a video more on dating yourself, I actually just posted one last week. If you want to watch it, I'll post the link somewhere up above. But you really do want to date yourself during this time of feeling lonely and being alone. You want to get to know yourself and take yourself out on some solo dates, whether it's a museum, a coffee date, the library, Barnes and Noble, where you're really able to hone in on yourself and spend some quality time with you. Take it as an opportunity to explore who you are. As you're building a relationship with yourself, I want you to explore your interests. Maybe for the past several years, you've really been studying super hard or working 24/7 and not really having time to rediscover yourself or discover yourself. And so take this time to understand what your interests might be. Try new things. Maybe go to a cooking class. Maybe pick up a book that you never have in a genre that you've never read. There are so many things that you might be interested in that you just don't know because you haven't tried it. Once you have a nice flow going with the interests that you love and some habits that make you feel grounded and excited about life, I want you to practice positive self-talk. Rather than saying, I'm so alone, nobody loves me, nobody wants to be around me. Instead, you could say, I'm spending this time intentionally alone in order to relearn to love myself. I'm learning to love myself and enjoy my own company. I'm not lonely. I'm just alone right now and figuring things out for myself. It doesn't have to be a negative story, and it'll take you reframing that in your mind to make it a positive story, one that isn't pulling you down or tearing you down, but actually building you up. Now, just because you're lonely or, being alone and learning to love yourself doesn't mean you need to do it in isolation. I want to make sure that you have a community behind you, because in isolation, you can run into some other issues that might be a little more difficult to come out of. So make sure that you do have a community as you're doing this. And if you don't, here are some ways that you could actually build that for yourself. Maybe it's been a little while since you've reached out to your friends or family. I want you to pull on those support systems that you do already have that maybe are need to experience some revival. You want to lean on your family and friends that maybe you haven't in a while, and let them know what you're going through so that you can have something, some people to fall back on at any point during this process. You can even join a community like fitness classes, yoga classes, maybe going to the library for different events that happen on a weekly basis, or even joining a run club. I know it's all fitness based. I'm definitely big on fitness and wellness, but think of what your interests are and find a group or a club that really can, be a place for you to be able to sit in, be in, and not feel as lonely during this process of learning to love yourself alone. And you can either add this one on, or if nothing else works, this can be it for you. Volunteer work. Volunteering gives you a sense of purpose, and you get to meet people that maybe you wouldn't typically on a daily basis. And so look to your local soup kitchen or nonprofit to see if they're taking volunteers, which most places typically always are. And you can have a community there that you go to on a weekly basis or throughout the week, where again you're not feeling as lonely during this process. So you understand loneliness, you're building a relationship with yourself, and you have a community around you to help you during this process. It's so important to create rituals, daily rituals that you have, daily habits that you have to help keep you accountable during this time, because loving yourself is really a daily practice. And so you can figure out what really works for you, but having a morning ritual where you wake up and ask yourself, what do I need to do for me today? Just waking up and feeling into your body and understanding what you need for yourself today, and making sure that you move through your day really reflecting back on that question as each moment passes throughout your day, just to ensure that you're loving on yourself, you're checking in with yourself, and making sure that you know that you matter. It's not about the job that's hounding you. It's not about the friends calling you or texting you, needing, their own help, or family members, but it's about you during this time. Really lean into yourself and ask yourself what you need, and go back to that throughout your day. And even in gratitude practice can also be very helpful. And so at the end of your day, when you're about to lay down to rest, just think of or even write down those things that you're really grateful for. The things that you have, even if it's as small as the cup of coffee that you were able to have this morning, or the sun shining and hitting your skin, and just enjoying the feeling of its warmth during these colder months. It could be very, very small. It can be very, very big. It doesn't matter, because your heart, soul, and mind are going to receive it all the same way, in knowing that you're grateful for the life that you live, that you love it. And so just remind yourself at the end of the day that you do love your life, and there are things to love in your life. Lastly, celebrate your wins. Is there anything new that you tried? Anything that you're proud of that you did? This could be a daily or weekly practice, and just celebrate it. These wins add over time and make you feel amazing about yourself. Loneliness doesn't have to be something you fear. It can actually be a powerful teacher, showing you how to connect with yourself and grow into the person that you're meant to be. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, so I know that you enjoy this, and I'll make more videos around things like this. And let me know in the comments, what's one way that you're learning to love yourself right now? Remember, you're never truly alone, because you got you and you got the Most High. See you in the next video.